Welcome back to the channel, and you may have seen before my video comparing this guitar, a Gretsch Streamliner Junior Jet Club G2215-P90, I may have gotten in the right order, to the, obviously this being the P90 version, with the dual humbucker version. As I said in that video, I was hoping to replace, even though I love these Broadtron pickups, this Broadtron with a TV Jones pickup, because I already have a Broadtron equipped guitar like this that I love. And it came today in the mail. So with no further ado, I obviously have not opened it yet. Let's get this, see what we have in here. Well packaged, and I ordered this directly from TV Jones. Oh, that's nice. Nice packaging here. You are seeing it for the first time with me. Oh yeah, that is a beautiful pickup. This is the direct mount that should fit perfectly in here. That's one reason I ordered it from TV Jones directly instead of Sweetwater or StewMac, is because this allows you to put in the exact model of guitar, so their customer service could potentially alert you if you had the wrong mount. Because this is a Filtertron style pickup, it is just in a full-size humbucker mount. This is the TV Jones TV Classic Plus. So it is basically their version of a traditional Filtertron with a little bit more output. I actually, in and of itself, would have preferred just the regular TV Classic, but this P90 is extremely powerful. It somewhat overpowers this regular PAF style Broadtron humbucker. If you saw the Androgens video on this guitar, you know what I mean, and will likely recall seeing the Captain and Danish Pete adjusting the pickup heights to try to balance out the output. They sound great, and they even sound great together, but this definitely has a lot more output than this. So this will hopefully be at least as much output as the Broadtron, maybe a little bit more. Well, let's see if there's anything else in the packaging here, since it's a new experience for me. Let me say that TV Jones is just a regular invoice, nothing exciting. Very easy to deal with. I paid full retail price for this. It was a total of, with shipping, $155.68 for this pickup. And of course it comes with wiring directions. So I'm going to install it, and I'm going to play for you some sound clips. I've already recorded some clips with this pickup. I'm going to do the same exact thing with this one. I played about a minute clean to a Vox AC10 straight into the amp, then about a minute with overdrive through a full drive 2 overdrive pedal. I'm going to install this, put the exact same strings back on, play the exact same things, not touch any of the settings, and do sort of a blind A/B test. I won't say which is which, and I will give you the opportunity to guess before I tell you later in this video. Also, I wanted to state that I'm not going to change the pots or anything with the wiring. If you see my other videos about this line, whether it be this one or the dual humbucker one, the one thing I don't like about it are the pots, because they don't have much adjustment, and they're just the cheap little, I think I recall them being alpha pots, but just cheap little ones. I would like to replace them, but for the sake, even though I don't think it would have any effect on the tone, because all the sound clips or everything's going to be turned up to 10 on the guitar, just so that's a even factor. These same strings, I'm just going to loosen the strings and set the tailpiece aside, change the pickup. Should be an easy process, and have a go at it with the same strings, same settings on the amp, same settings on the pedal. So now you will see the blind A/B clips. It will be the same guitar, will be A and the same B for the clean and the dirty clips. Then I'll talk a bit and tell you which was which, but I won't say it immediately in case you want to try to guess. So this should be fun. This should be a great direct comparison, and let's get this installed and see what it can do. And we're back. And just to be clear, both sound samples were played with this guitar, one with the stock Broadtron humbucker, one with the newly installed TV Jones Classic Plus. Both played through a Vox AC-10, and for the overdrive samples, a full drive 2. None of the settings were changed. Everything was mic'd with an SM57. So the moment of truth, which is which? Guitar A was the TV Jones Classic Plus. Guitar B was the stock Broadtron. And let me say, wow, I was extremely impressed by the Broadtron and how close it sounded to the TV Jones. Unlike the video I did a while back comparing the Ventera wide range humbucker to the authentic Kunafe wide range humbucker, where it was extremely obvious which was which, even knowing which was which, I could not tell very much of a difference. I think the TV Jones does have a slightly clearer sound, very slightly, and slightly more bite, but wow. To think that this pickup, depending on where you get it, is something in the neighborhood of $140, $150. And the dual humbucker version of this, when I got it, it was $300. I think it may have gone up to $350. So just think, you would have to pay almost $300, if not $300, to get 2 of these, to go into a guitar that has 2 Broadtron pickups that the guitar itself costs $300 to $350. I think that is extremely impressive, which is to not criticize this at all. I think they both sound fantastic, and in many of my videos I have praised the Broadtron humbuckers. But I think that was a tough one. That really was. But I do think this sounds great. Again, they both sounded fantastic. And I think now what I'm going to do is play for you some more sound samples, all with the TV Jones, through some different amps and pedals and settings, just to give you an idea of what it can do. So let's go. Going into a Vox AC-10 mic with an SM57. Turning on the full drive 2 overdrive. On the tumness as well. just the tumness. Tumness off, memory toward delay on. Turn it up some. Full drop back on. Boss Katana, clean channel, mic with an SM57. Going to the crunch channel. And all EQs are on noon, by the way. So, final thoughts. This is a fantastic pickup. It has great clarity and bite while still being warm and fat sounding. If you've seen my past videos about the Gretsch guitars with broadtrons in them, that's one thing I love about them. This is a generalization, but they're brighter than your standard Gibson pickup, but fatter than your standard Fender pickup. And I think the TV Jones does that same thing. Of course, this is the Classic Plus, and maybe kicks it up a notch. And it has a little more clarity and a little more bite than the Broadtron. Playing this guitar back and forth in my dual humbucker version that still has the stock Broadtrons, it's a little more evident in the room, I think, than in the recordings, but still, they're extremely close. And again, putting aside the fact how amazing it is that Broadtrons can sound so good when they come in such inexpensive guitars in some of their models, this is just a tremendous pickup in its own right. It's not cheap in the, depending on where you're shopping, $140, $150 range, but I definitely think that it's worth that because it's just tremendous sounding. And that's, again, putting aside the comparison with the Broadtrons, talking about this pickup in and of itself. Because one thing I would be interested in doing, and if any of you have done this, please comment below and let me know how it sounds, would be to put these pickups in a Les Paul or an SG. Because I've said time and again, I tend to prefer single coil Fender type sounds more than traditional Gibson sounds. And I really think that this would be the best of both worlds. And I think that in a Les Paul or SG, it would just be perfect. So if you've done that, please let me know. I'm not sure if I do that in the future anytime soon because I'm happy with the pickups I have in those styles of guitars, but you know, that's definitely something I would consider. And I would like to tell you all as well, if you go to TV Jones's website, they have a handy chart that talks about the sounds of their whole range of pickups on a spectrum and how they compare to one another, and also how they compare to things like Strat and Tele and traditional PAF pickups, which might help you pick out the right one for you. Again, like I said in the top of the video, I was really looking more for the sound of the TV Classic, which is their take on a traditional Filtertron, but this P90 is very high output for a P90, so I thought that it might overwhelm this guitar in the combined position, or this pickup rather in the combined position. So I went with the one with a little more output. But I'm just really happy though with the one that I chose. I highly recommend it. The installation in terms of the pickup itself is as simple as possible if you know how to solder. I will say, as someone who's used to working on Fenders, that going through the small channels and small cavities in this guitar was a pain, but that wasn't because of the pickup. And I'm just really pleased with it. So if you have any questions, please leave them below. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, keep on rocking.